So guys, what's up everyone? Nice to see you guys again back here. Sorry, let me try and fix some stuff up. Now like a daily routine. Every single time we on the stream, which I always have these issues trying to fix some stuff up, trying to get everything to work. Okay, yeah. I think we are good to go. I think so. Okay, guys, welcome back to next episode. I didn't call this episode, I could just call it version 2. Just give it the version name 2.0. Yeah, because this is a new version for the steel calculator app we are building. Basically just want to add some stuff to it today, just make it look good and yeah, change, tweak some stuff on it. Yeah, like I said yesterday, we kind of like did some stuff and we didn't finish it off. We actually completed a whole lot of features yesterday, but today we just want to add more to it and then see how that goes. Yeah, that's it, guys. Let's start building and start working on this. And also, before we go into the building the codes and all those stuff, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, do please try to subscribe, hit the subscription button and also the bell notification button. Yeah, that keeps me going. Thanks you guys for joining also, and we'll be moving forward to the app section, the coding section. And if you have an issue or want to ask me some questions, just drop me on the chat. I'll be looking through the chats, guys. And also feel free to drop me comments. Feel free to join the live stream too. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Yeah, so yeah, we like I said yesterday, we kind of like finish the whole app with the whole functionality and all those stuff, but there's an issue that is left here. So the issue right now that we need to fix is that when you, let's say we type 7 and we actually want this, when you tap on this, it should actually convert this to a percentage. So basically when you type 7 and you tap on the percentage sign, what you should do is to convert the 7 into percentage, which should be 0.07. Yeah, if my math is correct, if my math is correct, yeah. Yeah, it should be 0.07, I guess. I can actually still check that out. So that's one stuff that is left here, because other ones are working, and you also have the delete button. Delete button is also working, and the rest of them is working, but there are some issues also among other stuff. If you actually click on this and say plus 23, yeah, I can keep on adding stuff, plus 46, but the issue right now is if you try to click equals to sign, this gives you so let's do this math on my phone. So I actually have a calculator on my phone that I want to cross check. So 45 plus so 45 plus 23 plus 36, that should give us 106, but this is giving us 68. So basically the reason being that it took this and actually took this and kind of like no, it didn't, it left the last one. I just took two of them and give us 68. So I think 45 plus 23, yeah, 45 plus 23 will give us 68. So that's what went wrong here. We are not accounting for the third numbers, which is not good. So we should be accounting for all the numbers that the users are typing in here. So we should actually find a way to fix that also. But before we actually do any other stuff, before we fix this particular issue, what we'll be focusing on today is to fix the percentage issue. After that, then we'll work on making this responsive on other devices. Like I said yesterday, we'll be working on the web responsiveness, having it to work on web, because right now on website it doesn't look good, and also on Mac OS and Windows it doesn't look good. So we'll be tackling all those stuff today, yeah, before moving to this particular issue. So let's kind of like remove this and work on this first. So when we head over to our app, for the number that does this percentage calculation, the button that does the percentage calculation should be over here. So that should be among the first row. So the first row has, yeah, so this is the percent, yeah, the one that calculates the percentage. And when someone taps on it, we want to do the percentage calculation right here. And what we should be able to do is basically get hold of the number that's been typed, currently typed inside the screen, and then convert that number, right, to percentage. So first of all, let's tackle one. Let's tackle getting the whole numbers. We can actually go back here and copy our code that's doing that for us. So we don't need to use the split function, but we can just use this one. There we go. Back here at the top for the percent. So I'll paste this code, and right now we'll try to print it out. So let's do some printing to actually see what we're doing. All maths, just wrap this with make debug mode. There you go, and save this. So right now, if you go ahead and test this out, let's say we tap somewhere here, so have the 45 percent. So it doesn't, yeah, right now we're not trying to fix this, so we're just to console log the code, the number that has been typed into, to actually see what that looks like. And we are getting 45 on the screen. If you take a look at the console, the debug console, you can actually see 45. That's cool. So the next step is actually tackling the real problem, which is converting this to decimal. And how do you convert this to decimal? And remember, if you are actually bad in math like me, you should that would be hard to figure out. But yeah, so I did some research. So how we can actually convert that is actually dividing the 45 by 100. So 45 divided by 100 should actually give us the percent conversion of that. So let's do that in my calculator. So that should be 45. That should give us 0.45. Yeah. So let's try that in our own code. So once we get hold of the code, the all math, which is basically a string right here, and I'm going to do the calculation right here. I'm going to say final final all math, final, I'm going to say percent is equals to that's cool. You see, we are using double, and we are passing this as a double. Once we pass it as a double, then we divide it by 100, which is a good one. So pass it as a double, then divide it by 100. That should give us the percentage. And we can also print out a percentage in our console for now to see what we're actually doing before moving over to showing it on the screen. So we print out the percentage. So let's go ahead and test this out. So let's say we have, this 74%. That should give us 0.74. Nice one. So let's say we want to convert 7%. That should give us 0.07. Good one. So let's go ahead and use this and kind of like replace whatever is on the screen with it. So how do we do that? First of all, I'm going to call all test.clear, remove whatever is on the screen at the moment, and then replace that with percent to toString. The color, don't need the color right here, just push it without any color, and that will do. Yeah, so the test becomes percent.toString. That should work. And if I go ahead and save this right away and restart our app, so let's test this out. So let's start with 45%. Okay, so that didn't work. If you kind of like take a good guess, you should actually know why that didn't work. That's because we are not calling set state right here. So we need to call set state. Remember, over here we are using set state. We are kind of like reducing the we are using the minimal state management on Flutter, which is the one that's given to us right away, which is set state and stateful widget. But we might be moving over to provider later on, to use provider for state management and other stuff. But let's use stateful widget set state for now. So I'm going to still remove this and replace this with the code. And now we can actually get this to work. We need to call this inside our app also. So call this before calling add. So yeah, you see that shows up, you see, but that's not what we are looking for. So let's test this out again. So let's say 45, right, percent. That's cool. You see, immediately it shows up 0.45. That's basically what we are looking for. And then the user can go on and say 0.45 plus 45. That should give us 45.45. That's cool. That's actually good. But there's an error somewhere. There's an issue. So if you go ahead and say 45%, right, plus 45, and then type on percentage again, then you're gonna have an error. So we basically have an error, and the code stops working because there's an issue. The issue is because we don't need to do that again, because this cannot be converted to a double, and that will crash the whole code for us. That's basically what's actually happening over here in our own case. So yeah, that's it. Or else we can actually find a way to get this to work, and that will be basically trying to figure out if this is actually a single number within it. So we could say figure out if there's already a sign that has been pressed, because whenever we tap on the sign key, we update a variable. We kind of like update a variable that keeps track of the signs key that user taps on. So basically over here, you can actually see that working. So when the user taps on sign, any of these as a sign, what it does is, so this our sign key, it will kind of like convert it and tell us, okay, something has been updated to be signed. So that's how we are working on over here. So that's that. You can actually use that to figure out what to do. Let's see. Often I can actually leave it this way, and we could just put that aside as a new feature. And what we could actually do is that when the user taps this again, we should actually not do anything. So that means we should find a way to not crash our code in that case. So to fix that issue, I could actually say over here, if percentage has been clicked or something like that, we shouldn't allow the user to actually tap on the percentage sign again. Yeah, I think that should work. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, one way to do that is basically I could actually use an if statement here. So this if statement, and I will say all math, not all tests. So all math does split. So you can split it as a test, and we can split it using the space. And once you split it, we are going to check if dot length. So you can actually use the length property to see if the length is less than if it's less than 1, or you can just say if the length is equals to 1. I think that would make more sense. So that means it already has 1 items inside it. So then we can go ahead and do the needful, which should be this, do the calculation, else don't do anything. So I think that should work. That should be one way to actually fix this. So this one, I can actually move this out and move that inside here. There you go. And I format the code, and then we can actually test this. So before we test this, let's start our code and go ahead and do this. So I'm gonna say 45%, then plus 45, then tap the percentage sign again. You see nothing happens. So that's because it can't convert this whole stuff to percentage anymore, because this is actually not a number. So that doesn't make any sense. So that's how we are stopping it. That's cool. That's good. Then that's actually the same idea we can actually use to fix the other parts of the code, whereby you can actually limit other parts of the code to actually calculate just 2 digits, but it makes sense not to limit it and allow the user to calculate more than 2 digits. Let's say the user wants to do 45 plus 45 plus 45. Yeah, I think that should work. That should work for the user. And yeah, I think we could actually make use of that. I'll find another way to actually fix that particular issue, because if right now, if you tap on the equal to sign, this will actually calculate these two, and leave the last one out. So let's keep on going. Okay, yeah, so the next stuff in our list right now is that I just wanted to actually make this to actually look different, the equal to sign button to look different from the rest of the whole buttons we have. Yeah, so let's fix that. I just want to give it a background shadow and change the color to actually look like what we have here. I think that will actually make it to look a bit different and good, like nice compared to the previous ones. So let's take a, where's the button? And to do that, I'm not going to kind of like create a different button for the equal to sign. I'm still going to use the same reusable widget that we created, but I'm going to say inside that reusable widget that we created, which is the circle avatar, we have a container as its parent, because container is already container that we can add a box shadow to. This doesn't have a decoration widget. Let's see if it has a decoration. So it has foreground color, so no, that's not what we're looking for. Background image, not what we're looking for. We are basically looking for a decoration widget in it. So if I'm going to wrap this with a container, wait a second, animation, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this with a container, and for now, I'm gonna give the container a color. Say colors dot transparent for now, so it doesn't have any color. If you take a look, you see that it didn't change the button still remains its size, its shape, so that's cool. But right now we just want to add a box shadow to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy the box shadow code that I have over here and then explain what we are doing. So box shadow, but the box shadow should be inside decoration, which should be inside the box decoration. And the box decoration should have a property called box shadow, and the box shadow we are going to get a color. The color we are going to use for the box shadow is still the same color that we have been using throughout the whole app for the test color. So that should be what we should be using. So I think we have that color somewhere. Let's get it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So this is the color I'm looking for. So I'm going to copy that over and paste that somewhere here and make that a constant. And so what was this saying? Okay, yeah, make that a constant. So if you go ahead and save this right away, okay, the issue being this. So yeah, remember from the last video I told you can't have a color outside of box decoration. Whenever there's a box decoration, should the color always be inside there. So that's cool. And you could take a look how that looks. So this is the look of it, but that's not what we want. We don't want the whole button to actually have a box shadow on them. We really want the equal to button to only have a box shadow within them. So but see the box shadow actually look off. It looks off to me. I think we need to add a border radius to it. I think that kind of will make it look good better. So I'm gonna add a border radius. Yeah. Okay, that looks much better. Yeah, that's cool. let's see. So this is let's make it 40. What about making it 50? I think this looks good, but we can actually make the opacity more, increase the opacity. Let's increase it, reduce the opacity. I think it looks much better right now, but I'm gonna have a parameter that's going to help us to toggle the opacity depending if the user wants the opacity to be there or not. So that's what we're going to include right now. So there we go. So I'm gonna say required. So boolean, let's say show shadow. So that should be the name. Show shadow. There you go. So go ahead and save that. And I'm gonna say if show shadow is true, go ahead and show the shadow, else return an empty shadow list for us. So if show shadow is true, if that is true, go ahead and show this, else go ahead and show an empty container. And this will actually trigger that every single button should actually have this variable within it. So we are going to literally need to add this within every button that we created and set that to true. For this, only this should have a box shadow, the rest should be false. So I'm going to pick that up. So let's be faster with this and just replace every single one of these with it. This, I figured if there's a way to actually do this all together, replace every single thing all together. So I'm doing this one at a time. That's taking a whole lot of time. That's actually a way I could actually have done this. I could have made this to be optional for other buttons. I could have made the parameter to be optional, so that means other button doesn't require it. Yeah, I think that was one way to actually reduce the amount of code that we actually add in. So yeah, that fixed it. If you take a look, see that the last one is the only one that has that background color showing up, the shadow showing up. And next we need to add is basically add a background to that. So I'm gonna say if this if the code, so the where are we, the calculator button, and the calculator button SQL avatar has a background of gray. So I'm going to change the background if is equals to button. If it's equal to button is true, I'm going to change the background to actually be this color, the color that I have right here. Else I'm gonna leave it to be the color that we already have, the gray color. Gonna save this, and there you go. You see that this now takes hold of this particular color, but I'm gonna make the icon itself to be different also. So let's try and work on that. Like I said, I'm just going to make the icon to be different. So the icon color, that's what I mean. So if is equal to button, change the color to something else leave the color to the default color. Save this. If it's equal to button, this should be this, the color should be pure white. That should be colors dots. There you go. So there, we're gonna save this. Yeah, there you go. So I think that's cool. So right now we got this looking the way we want. So these are the button that will look different because they should be different. This is the final say for the calculator. Whenever you want to see the result for your calculation, this should be the button for that. So that's why I'm making it kind of look different compared to other buttons that we already have in our calculator. Yeah, think that's it. So the next stuff we'll be moving over to right now. The next chapter for this stream will be making this responsive, like I said, on other screens. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this from running on our mobile simulator, and then have this to run on Chrome. So let's use this on Chrome. So on Chrome, what I need to do, give me a second, guys. So within our Chrome browser, so let's run this. I selected Chrome already, so run. So you're gonna give you some time to actually start running on Chrome. And this is how this looks like right now on Chrome. For me, that doesn't look good. It looks a bit terrible. I think some people would actually like the design to look like this. Let's test this. So let's see, 45, which is working fine, plus 56 equal to 105, 101. So delete this goes away. So it's actually working good on Chrome percent. So that's give us 0.78. Clear this, and gonna have 9, delete them all, and also have, yeah, I think every single thing is working. So you have the triple zeros at the double zeros at the back. Clear this. Can actually have the single zero at the back. Clear this. So I think you can actually maybe have this version and have another version of this app. So I think that's what we're going to do. To do that, I'm going to init our Git repository. And by the way, guys, I'll actually be uploading this on my GitHub. So I'm kind of like giving you guys free source code for this particular project. So just keep your eyes on my GitHub. So if you don't know where my GitHub is, it should be the link should be inside on my YouTube account. Yeah, on my YouTube account, there's a link to my GitHub. Just go there, follow me, just keep a look on it. I will be uploading the source code to this app just for you guys. Yeah, you guys anybody can use it. So with this, we just say git init. So initialize git repo. So once git is init, you can see that. So I'm gonna add all this. So I'm gonna say add all, git add with a dot. So they add everything within our staging environment, into our staging environment. And once that is added, so the next is also commit this. I'm gonna say git commit -m fit. So I'm gonna say feature set up calculator. I think that makes more sense. And now we committed this. Right now I need to create a new branch. That should be git checkout -b for a new branch, and the branch name is going to be fit / responsive. There you go. Then this will create a new branch for us and switch to fit/responsive. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear this. I think we're good to go. So right now we can start making some changes to this. So the first stuff we want to do is to actually make this to be centered on the screen. But before we can actually be able to center this on the screen and make it centered, there are some other stuff we actually need to do, which will be, I will be creating a new file that will kind of like house, that will be for web version. So whenever there's web desktop, we just load that particular file for us, and that's what we'll be doing every responsiveness for other stuff. That's one way to go about it. Or you can just keep the whole code in a single file right here, and then do the changes, and then use some responsive breakpoints. So width breakpoint and height breakpoint, different designs shaking, and then tweaks one or two features or properties of each widget that you have. But for me, or my own case, I just want to make it better for me and easy to actually access and fix in the future. So that's why I'll be creating different files for different not different devices, I mean for different platforms, because right now we have this for mobile. So for mobile platform, we already have this one for mobile, and then on web, so we actually have 3 platforms. So the 3 platforms are, come on, there's not 3. Yeah, we have 3 platforms, and the 3 platforms are mobile, web, and desktop. Yeah, that's yeah, mobile, web, and desktop. So desktop includes Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. So that's for desktop. Web includes everything that runs on website, not on website, on internet, not on internet, basically on the web platform itself. Yeah, so that's include web. So for mobile, anything that runs on Android, iOS, Android, iOS, iPad, tablets, yeah, those are for no, those are not for mobile. So mobile stops at iOS, mobile iPhone, then Android phone. Then for tablets, on tablets, you still have this change issues also. So you still have to actually have how to tweak for tablet also to look good on tablet. So, but we are going to see how those fixed in. So so right, I'm going to say main calculator, main underscore calculator underscore web dot. So this for web. So inside the web, what I need to do is basically copy the whole code. There's no issues there. Just copy the whole stuff. I'm gonna copy the whole stuff, paste it in here, right? But I will need to make some changes here. So I'm gonna rename this. I'm gonna say main calculator, and I will rename it. So this will be different, unlike other ones. But we could actually be able to move this around instead of bringing all this code inside here. But I think that I will find a way to actually make this better by creating a single what I mean by a single class for managing our states, and we're going to use maybe provider for state management, and then we can use that around other places instead of repeating all this code that we're seeing over here, over everywhere. So it doesn't look nice to me to be repeating it across different files. So trees kind of like look good as a developer, make it better. Yeah, so yeah, let's get on with what we're doing. So I'm going to put this in the main.dat file. Remember, in the main.dat file, I called this an entry point. So you guys are going to see the reason why I called it an entry point in the first place. So what I will need to do is, so I'm going to use media query right here. So the media query will actually look like this. So I'm going to say if this is web, so I'm going to check if it's web, return this. If not, return the other one. Yeah, I think that will make more sense. So over here we have a scaffold. How many scaffold do we have? Okay, we have a size box right here, not a scaffold. So the scaffold we have is right here. So what we need to do is, I'm going to copy this and use an if statement right here. So these are if statements. So if else, let's start with if KIS web. So basically, if it's web, go ahead and return this, but in a different form. This should be main calculator web. Save this. There's still no noticeable changes. It's still the same. No noticeable changes. So what I will need to do again, just in this neighborhood, I can actually see it. So wrap inside is scaffold. I'm gonna give it a background color. So I'm gonna bring over the background color. Okay, yeah, we added a background color to it, but you can actually see the background color showing up here. Yeah, but we need to still fix that. So that's a way to fix that. So I'm gonna cover this whole stuff with fractional size box. So I'm gonna say cover this, wrap with fractionally sized box. So there we go. So I'm gonna save this, and if we save this, so well, we still need to add some width to it to actually be able to look like what we want to get to. So I'm gonna paste this, and this will be the question and issue. So the issue is because we made the parent a constant, so that's why it's showing up an issue error to us. I need to make this a constant also. There we go. So you can actually see this. Yeah, this is basically what we're trying to get to, but we want this to be centered and not actually at this point. So one way I should actually alignment or center should actually center this. Okay, we can actually use center widgets on it. Yeah, that will just center this for us. So we want to make it to look this way. Yeah, there we go. Nice and cool. Okay, so let's continue. Then we have this right away. We need to fix some issues that we are having right now. So to fix that issue, I'm going to go straight to main calculator, the web version of it, and then to start fixing some issues right there. So first of all, we need to have this should actually have also a border radius around it at the bottom. So we have positioned the field, and the last one, the last positioned. Okay, that should be this. We have right here. Yeah, so I know that we actually commented it out before, so we need to save this. I see both of them have that particular stuff showing up around them. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what else we need to add. So right and here. Okay, we need to make this to space this out. Right now it's kind of like going off to one particular section and not the whole screen, so we can actually space that out because that's from the bottom. And before I do that, I can say on the parent section right here, we could actually add a padding, increase the padding. I think we already have the padding. Okay, yeah, padding top and padding left. So I'm going to say padding top, use media query for that. Media query dot context dot size dot this, move constant from this. Yeah, media query. Okay, that's too much. That pushed it a whole the way down. 0.1, that's too much. 0.05. I think this is better. Yeah, and then from the left we can actually use the same tactics for the left. But the top, bottom. Okay, you still use the same for the bottom. Okay, bottom. Just move these. Let's see what that looks like. And then for left, and the whole stuff is kind of like looks centered on the left. Let's see if we can just so let's remove the left and then use on the column. You can actually use cross axis alignment dot center. Main axis. I always try and forget what any of them does actually. Okay, not main axis. Let's see. Okay, you can actually solve that by using that on the row main axis center and cross axis center. Okay, yeah, that's nice. We got everything centered at the moment, so I think that should be enough. Or if there's something else we're missing, let's take a look. We have positioned container. Inside the container we have height, width, padding top, padding bottom. At this point, is there any reason for the padding? Just remove the padding at this point, because since we're using centering on the column and the row, it should center it. And let's take a look. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, it's centered, so this looks good on web. See that? Except this overflow that's what I'm actually showing up here. think we are good to go. Nice. Okay, nice one. So let's do one or two stuff. Do some fixing. So I want to add some designs to it when it's on web. So I want to add some little designs to what we got so far. But it's gonna come out looking good. So you guys should actually take a look at this. I'm gonna add some good design. So let me try to add that. So I'm gonna wrap this whole stuff with another widget, which is inside a size box. I'm gonna wrap the whole size box with another widget. There you go. Wrap it with a container, and this is what we actually have inside the container that we're going to wrap it with. Save that. Cool. So this is what I'm looking to add. So so it can actually look like a real phone on the web. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so what else do we need to do right now? So we actually got this still working on. So next I'm going to add some stuff at the top, and this is basically what we're going to add at the top. Kind of like something that makes it looks like a mobile phone. You know how mobile phone devices looks like. So we're going to add those. Okay, I'm gonna copy the code over. I'm just trying to see where I did that. Okay, so let's copy that. I just found it. Paste that somewhere. Position inside our stack. Widget. There we go. And format this. Then save. Nice one. So that's looking good. Yeah, so this is basically what I want to add. So I want to add this at the top, so that actually this kind of like looks like a mobile phone when you are looking at it. So on web, this is how I want this to look like on web device. So you can actually go more further to make this to be static, so that the width cannot change. The width remains the same across, even when the user is stretching it. So we can actually do that, but we will not be focusing on that right now. So let's focus on other stuff. So right now we have this. So let's go ahead and test this out. Okay, let's see if that goes with what I want. Yeah, the curves. Let's type. Okay, that's working. I'm gonna dismiss it. 45% plus 56 gives us 56.45. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, I think that's it for the web. The next we can actually take a look on how this looks on desktop. So let's take a look on desktop design. So right now we got the web working, we got the mobile working. Let's take a look at the desktop design. So on the desktop, I'm going to stop this from running, but the issue is that when it starts it from running, it closes the Chrome debugging for the web. So I'm going to open this on desktop. That's Mac OS. Run without debugging. So we're just waiting for this to actually, okay, now we're gonna edition. So this is how this is actually looking once it's on Mac OS. So we don't like the look on Mac OS, and we don't want it to actually look like as if it's on web. So we're gonna have to tweak this a different bit, and when our app is on Mac. What if we could actually make it to look like a real calculator, like in a horizontal form, and remit the width, remit the height, and remit the sizes, so it's not draggable, it's not expandable, the size remains the same. Yeah, I think we can actually go ahead with that. So let's see how that looks. So to do that, I'm going to need a help of a we're going to use help of a particular package, and the package is from GitHub. It's kind of, I think it was released by Flutter team, but for Orifice, for some reason it's no longer supported, I think so, but you can still make use of it. So that should be under here. I'm going to paste it. So there is a package I'm talking about, window resize. I'm going to show you guys where to get that package from. So window resize Flutter. I think we can see. Okay, looks like they released it a new way, different one. And next window that set window max. Okay, test window functions, reset maximum window size, toggle full screen, is full screen. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. I think we can actually make use of this one right here, or we can actually make use of the one I have, which is this window resize on GitHub. So it should be this one. So we can make use of this. Wait a second. So filter the path plugins I'm going to decide. Okay, yeah, plugins. Inside the plugins, we have a menu bar for working with menus, but we are looking for this particular plugin. They are called window resize. Window resize plugin. So this is one you can actually make use of, like this. So that's one I just installed right now. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So we can actually make use of that one to actually deal with our window resizing, or we can actually go ahead and use this particular package we found here. But I'm trying to see if this has most of the functionality I'm looking for. Okay, window get window size. It has a set window size. Is there set minimum window size? Okay, set maximum window size, desktop reset, toggle full screen. I think that's all the stuff this the one I'm currently using doesn't have, but this has it. I don't know. I kind of like try to use this one first. Then if it doesn't work, then we can decide to switch to this particular one right here. So go ahead and install this. Once you click save, command and save. Basically on your Mac, that's command and S key for save. On Windows, that's control key and S key for save. And another way to actually do that is to just hit this button on your VS Code, get packages. It will just install the whole packages for you. So next stuff we can actually work on, just go straight to main.dat and set some stuff on it. So you guys are gonna see what we're trying to do here. So before we say run app, we need to do this code, paste this code right here. Let's import this. So what the code does, let's import this one also. So what the code does is to check, as long as the device is not running on web, try to do this for us. But if it's not running on web and it's running on Mac OS, Linux, or Windows, try to set the window title to be fastest finger calculator. That will be the title you're going to see here, is in place of this title that we have here. And next up is set window minimum size. So window minimum size, the width is this, and the heights can be extended as long as the user wants. Then the set window maximum size, we set it to infinity. We can actually set the window maximum size to show you this. So instead of, I'm going to show you the difference before we actually do anything different. Yeah, before we should do anything. So let's close this and run the app again. So we just wait for this to actually start up, like a startup company. Okay, so there we go. Okay, for some reason they didn't set up. I'm gonna close this, restart this again. Let's see why that didn't work out. Let's run this again. Okay, let's try resizing this. So it's actually resizing, but that's not what we are trying to, what we're expecting. So it shouldn't resize more than the window minimum size we gave to it. So let's go to the web version. Inside the web version, I'm gonna paste that code before the build runs, before the build code runs. So it should be in here. So let's go ahead and run the code again. Okay guys, so let's test this out again. Okay, we're still having the same issues, not actually working as the way we expected it to. Okay, let me see. Wait a second. What is it? Okay, we're actually doing this on the main.web version. Okay, I see. So this is the wrong place to actually do this. I'm gonna remove this, the whole stuff. And I'm going to run the code first in the main calculator right here, because this is using the main calculator to render the code inside this main calculator file to render. So I'm going to run that code first in here. Okay, let's go. Looks like this is the path that's going to take us some time to actually get to work. Okay, let's try this again. That's working now. You see, we can't resize it any longer, so it stops at this point. Then you can go all the way to resize it any way you want. So that's good. That's good. Set window frame, set maximum size, set window title, which we are using, set window title represented URL. And set window visibility, you can decide to hide or show the window. Set, let's see if you can toggle. So I guess we have to use this package for that. So if you want to toggle full screen on the window, so you can use this package to toggle full screen for this particular app that we're building right here. So once we get hold of this, I could actually say maximum height, maximum size, and then instead of using the infinity property, I'm going to replace the infinity property with the same size like this. So this will become the maximum size and height. Go ahead. Okay, so it doesn't go further than that, so it stops that way. So you can extend it, you can't drag it back, but there's an issue. We actually have to give it a minimum height, extend the height a bit, because I don't like the height that is actually what's going on. Okay, so send it out width. I'm gonna say window minimum size, minimum height. You can set the minimum height to be 700.0. So if you run this again, so once we get the the Mac version actually looking good the way we want, so let's check the current height that this is. So we are having an issue. Okay, let's try doing this again over here. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Hopefully this works this time around. Okay, so that's working, but the issue is that we are still getting this bottom stuff showing up here. One way to fix this, we can actually wrap this inside a scrollable view, basically that's a scrollable view. Inside, yeah, a scrollable widget. So that's one way to fix that issue that's actually happening there. This is still not working. I don't know if this is from the package or not, but for some reason this is not working. I figured out to actually do this. Let's try inside our main calculator, which we are using, still using. I'm gonna say inside init statement, init state, then run this. And also, while doing that, I still want to get hold of our media the current screen size that we have. I think that will actually make sense for us to know how to fix these issues. So media query width, get us the media query width, and also print statement, get us the media query height. We also need that or two. Then we could go ahead and run this. Hopefully this should work at this point. It should. Let's see. Okay, it's giving us the width is 800 and the footer height is 600. Okay, we're still having the same issue. Set maximum size. Let's run this. For some reason, this is not actually trying to work the way we want it to. Because we set the minimum size height, and we are setting the height to 700.0 pixels, and it's still taking 600 as a height. We are also setting what is again the width to 587. That should be minimum width, but that's not what is happening right here. So that's a bit strange. Okay, we can decide to use this second package, or yeah, like I said, there's another way to fix it. It's not only a single way to actually solve a problem. So one way to fix this is to actually wrap this whole stuff inside a scrollable view. But before I do that, I'll just basically copy this stuff. So I'm going to create a new file, call that main underscore calculator dot, or that should be underscore desktop, and this is going to be stateful. Just copy the code that we have here, copy that over. Just change the stuff later on. Change the name for now. We just need to change the name using rename symbol. That should be main calculator desktop, and there we go. Then we can go straight in here and then use that particular widget that we created for desktop view. So copy the desktop view over here inside our main calculator, main.dat, inside our main.dat, the entry point folder section. Inside here, I'm going to say else if platform return constant scaffold, and scaffold has a body. The body becomes this that we copied over, and also in here, so we're checking for platform. If platform is iOS, or platform not iOS, so platform is Linux, or platform is macOS, or platform is Windows, then go ahead and show the user this particular view, else return the mobile view. And if I close this, I'll run the code again. So basically we are using the Windows platform, the second my calculated desktop view. That's what it's kind of like giving us right here, but we don't have a way to verify that. But we just know we can actually verify that by when we start making changes in here to see how that's working. But for now, I'm gonna comment this out because that's not working at the moment. It's not doing what it's supposed to do, so that's why I'm commenting it out. And next off, we can actually do like I said in here, I'm going to use a scroll view. So inside the column itself should be scrollable. So wrap it with a single child scroll view. There we go. And there you can actually see the issue is now fixed. We are not having that red line showing up here because we made this to be scrollable, and the user can decide to scroll down, then you can actually view this. So yeah, that's it. And if we keep on minimizing it, gets to this point, it's still being minimized. Same with this. We see needs to make this to be centered, so we have to make this to be centered view on a desktop. Like also, if you take a look at the web version, when we show the web version is centered, so we also have to make this to be centered on the desktop view too. So let's go ahead and center this. Still not going to be any more different from what we already have right here. Okay, that's a difference. Okay, we just have to borrow some code right here and do that. In here where we had the scroll view. Okay, I'm gonna copy this code for the buttons in our desktop view. I'm gonna replace this, not to replace, but I'm gonna paste it in here, save. And you can actually see this is now centered, so we still want the rest of them to be centered within the parents screen. So I'm going to use that on other rows as here. That's another way to actually limit this code that we are pasting. You can just make this particular row reusable. Just make a single row reusable, so that will just limit the amount of copy and pasting that we're doing here. And there we go. You can see that every whole stuff is now being centered, so that's the way we want it to look like on desktop. So it should look like this way on desktop, so that's cool. With that, so I think this still works. Okay, this extends it a lot, so is it full screen? So this brings it back. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what else we can actually do. Let's test this out first. The code is still working. Yeah. So there we go. So can I just clear this out and just clear the whole stuff out? Yeah. I think that should be it. Don't think there's any other changes that we need to make so far, except we could actually go ahead and add a dark mode to it. So we can just add a dark mode to the to what we have so far, and I think that will be it for today. Tomorrow, or if we still have much time, we can add after adding dark mode. If we still have much time after adding dark mode, we can go ahead and add other stuff to it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and add dark mode like I said. So I'm gonna create two. um yeah, it's going to actually be the same way we've been doing stuff based on other um apps we have been building online with Flutter, so it's not much, there's not much difference. um I'm gonna copy the whole code for the UI, both for the dark mode and themes. So I'm gonna copy that over. Then we can go ahead and change other stuff we want to change. So over here, I'm gonna create a new folder. So over here, I'm gonna create a new folder. Let's close this inside here. We can just call this particular folder yeah, core folder. And in there, I'm gonna have team, another folder called team. And inside the team folder, you can start having the files I'm going to copy over. Yeah, there we go. See that. So this team data is actually from copied it from the mental health care app that we built with Flutter. So that's why I got this team data. So let's fix some issues on it. So I'm gonna say the team data test team dark mode. So when it tests on, when it's on dark mode, the test team dark mode should be the color for the test should be pure white. So so I can just use this color colors.white. Just use that. When it's on dark mode, just change everything to white color for us. And when it's on light mode, like what we have here, then still change that over to colors.black. Yeah, black colors for us. Do the same right here also. So I can save this. So this how to do testing for in Flutter. So you want to change test teams and all those stuff. So this is how to go about it. And test team.light and extension. So you already have, if you most of you already know how to create extension. So basically extension in Flutter is also in other languages, it's kind of like extending a functionality, native functionality of a particular language. So that's what we are doing here. So we're extending the test team. We're saying creating an extension on a test team, and we're saying test style.get mental large title. So we extend the test styles on this test team, and we're giving it a different name, mental title 2. But I don't need this. We don't need this test style that we are actually changing here, because we are not using it. So we could actually go ahead and remove that, but we could just leave it for those of you that needs the code. This enter font family right here, we don't have it in the app, so this might actually not work. So it will not work because there's no font called enter at the moment. Next we have the test team. Let's see if there's an issue that we need to fix here. Okay, colors, these all colors, we need to actually fix all this stuff. And we the Funny part is that we don't actually have these colors with us, but that's one way to actually do this. Brand colors, instead of trying to create the whole color from scratch, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to copy it from the previous code we have written before for the mental health app. So there's the color properties we are using. So K pure white, that's for the pure white color, and then for dark color we are using this for dark colors. And next I could just the white and the gray color. I think we have the gray color with us. Okay, it's not here. Okay, I could add the gray color right here, right now. So how do we get the gray color? So we can actually get that from here. I know we'll be using it throughout our app. Yeah, this is the gray color I'm talking about. Then use it right here. There you go. That's for the gray color. I'm going to replace whatever we have right here with it. Okay, this optional value gray color can be assigned to just call that on it. Okay, I think this might actually throw an error because this gets initialized on the fly, and since it's not. Okay, let's go ahead and start fixing most of this stuff. And I'm gonna say for when the theme is light, for light theme, I'm gonna go ahead and change the background color. So set the background color to so this should be the background color for us on the light theme, and this should be the scaffold color for us. So I want to change both of them. Yeah. So on light theme, I want to use gray, color.gray. Then for the scaffold should be pure white. So I want to interchange both of these together. So this and this will become the background, and this will become the scaffold for light theme. Then on dark theme, okay, we already had the dark theme so far. The light themes, I want to add the dark theme to the themes that we have right here. Just get the code of PA. Okay, let's say somewhere here. We already have right teams. This is right team, so I need to add a dark team. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna put that down below here. Okay, we have built that team. I'm gonna change the name to actually match what we have here. I'm gonna say team dark. This will be for what we are doing right here. Build dark team should return this. App colors, replace that with brand color. I think I'm gonna copy this. I don't want to replace the name of the colors right there. That would be tedious work to do. Okay, just copy this whole stuff and then replace the one we have here with it. There you go. And then change the background color. So the background color should be dark color, and then the scaffold color should be dark color too. No, yeah, okay, I'll actually leave it to be dark color also. So let's try that and see what that looks like. So dark mode. Okay, just add some opacity to it to look a bit different. So let's try. Okay, let's keep it as dark color too. Let's leave it that way. Test team light. Okay, let's just try to use this. I'm going to go to main.dat. So this is where we do the teaming stuff. So I'm going to remove this. The team data, which the team will start being team.light. Import it. And then we have dark team will be team.dark. And then we have team mode will be team mode assistant. So the system can be able to toggle it by itself. So let's say the user has his or her iPhone on dark mode, our app should just immediately turn to dark mode also. So let's take a look at that. If you take a look, you can actually see the background here showing up. Well, we don't want this rendered around this, so I'm going to remove that from desktop. I'm going to say padding, not padding, that should be background reduce, border reduce. So there we go. Okay, we have an issue that we need to fix. Yeah, you see that now we don't have the rounded curve around there anymore, so the whole stuff goes away. So right now, let's see if we can toggle this on the dark mode right here. So there's no way to actually toggle the dark mode from the Windows simulator. Okay, we can't. I think we can just switch over to mobile at this point and just test the dark mode, light mode on mobile until we cannot have a way to toggle it on window For window, we just need to add a button maybe somewhere down below here for the users to toggle the dark mode and light mode on and off. So let's go ahead and run this on iOS device. Okay, so I think it's working. Yeah, so let's toggle this and see if this works. It works, but it's not actually using our own team data. So these are to fix this. That's because over here in main calculator, which is the mobile version, we need to remove this from main calculator. I need to remove this also. So what we need to do is to change the color. Over here we are using gray color, and I'm going to get this color instead of using gray color right here. I'm going to get this color from the theme that is currently being used in the app, and this is how to do that. So replace this, use the theme dot of context dot background color. If you go ahead and save this, because the current mode is actually light mode, so it's going to be white in color, it's going to be gray in color. So if you go ahead and toggle this, that's cool. You see how this changed immediately to dark background. So that's what we're expecting for that. So we are going to do this. So if you toggle this back to light mode, it comes up. So we still need to do the same for this particular section here. So yeah, we change this. So using white, let's get this from theme, like I said. Get off of this. So using background, it's not going to be background, it's going to be from scaffold background. Remove the constant from this and make this constant. And there you go. So let's go ahead and test this out. Toggle appearance. See, the whole stuff changed back to dark mode immediately, and you can just toggle it back on again. Okay, so that's cool. Let's see what else we can actually change with it. So what if we change it when we toggle this to dark mode? When this is on dark mode, we can just basically instead of having this color to be white, we could change it to a different color, I guess. Let's see. Let's check the table. Let's see the color we can actually use. So let's take a look at this from dribble. I'm trying to see how this works. Maybe we can move over to this color when we're on dark mode instead of pure dark background. I think that will actually make more sense. Okay, this is dark color. Now we are not looking for dark color. So let's see what this color looks like. Close this off. Get back here. Add the color property. Set colors. There was no change on it, so it's still the same dark color. So yeah, it's still the same dark color, so just remove that. Most of the times the dribble color picker is always gets the color wrong, so I think that's why yeah, because this is the color it should actually give us. The color should look like this, but for some reason it gave us the wrong color. Right, let me see if there's a way to actually pick that particular color that we want. I think I've picked the color from my browser, so let's try this again. Make this constant from here, and add a color from here using color objects to create a new color. Over here, I'm going to reduce this, use the one I copied over, and I'll save this. Okay, so this is the color for the background when it's on dark theme, but it's not the exact color match. But I think we can actually try using this. I think it's a bit better. Then we have to change these colors to actually match up with the color we have here. So let's try that. So that will be the button colors. So let's change one of this color. Instead of being this, I can use the theme dot of context. Yeah, theme dot of context dot scaffold background. Okay. Yeah, we did it the wrong way, so that's not the place we have to actually do that, and that should be in here where we have this color. I think that's for the background container that we're using. Okay, yeah, right, this place. So this is what we get. The color immediately changes to scaffold background, or scaffold background. We're trying to test the color property that we just copied over. Zero FF, and paste that. And there we go. So you can actually have this look this way on dark theme. On dark theme you have this color combination. I don't know how this looks, kind of like looks terrible to me. Looks a bit off. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep testing stuff. Let's keep testing stuff. So I copied the color that we actually use for this. Instead of changing this to dark, so we just reverse it. So over here we are saying this should be the background when we are on light mode, so that should be the dark mode. So when we are in dark mode, so the background, so being dark, the background should become this color. Background should definitely become this. We need to test this out. Yeah, there we go. You can actually see the difference. So there's a big difference to it. So this is kind of like more darker than this, so we can actually leave it that way. So when the user is on dark mode, it shows up this way. When they're on the light mode, it shows up the other way around. Yeah. So let's keep going. The next one of the stuff we need to change is that we can actually change this text to be white. Also, we can find it. One of the tests we can actually tweak a bit. Test theme color. So for the test, which is this, the test color, we left it to be white, right? We just, instead of being white, we just neutralize the theme that we have here, our theme data of context dot test test theme dot body medium dot color. Just take the color property for that, but we need to force unwrap it. So save this. So on that theme, this should be actually be white color and not dark color. So let's toggle this. Okay, so one of this is toggling. Okay, I see. Dark theme it toggles. Okay, on light theme it becomes white. Yeah, so we toggle this again. Let's toggle this. Toggle appearance. It should be okay. There's an issue that we are facing right now. So on light theme, this should be white and not dark, but it's giving us dark color. I think that might be an issue from our topology test team. So our topology test team on test team dark should be okay. Testing dark should be white. Okay, I see. On test team light, on light team should be dark. Test team light. On light team should be black, yeah, which is cool. Yeah, that should be it. It should be black on light team. Yeah, okay, that's working. That's expected behavior. Since we don't want this to be changing, we want it to remain white, so we can just make that as exception. We just change this over. just use colors.white, so that remains white no matter what theme that the user is currently switched to. So it cannot change all the way to black, and this will be the ones that will depend on the taste theme, and that kind of like shows up here. So if you toggle this, see that when on dark mode it becomes white. That's what we're looking for. On dark mode it becomes white. Then on light mode, this should remain this color no matter what. This is the one that should be changing. So to fix that also, that's the way we can actually fix that. That will mean that we should actually check if as always remains this color. So I'm gonna have if is clear button. If clear button is true, show this, else show the other way. So that's cool. So no matter what, so no matter the theme that we switch to, this remains this particular color, and these ones will be the ones that will keep on changing. So on light theme it becomes dark, but this shouldn't be here. On light theme this should switch to white. So there's some misplacement that we actually did somewhere. So I'm gonna say somewhere right here for the buttons. So for the buttons, since we are just toggling the colors off here, so since we'll be using the theme scaffold theme, so scaffold theme is what I need to change. So I need to go over to the theme data. So I'm going to say the scaffold theme. So theme.dark. Then when it's dark, the scaffold theme becomes this color right here. Save that. Yeah, so when it's dark it becomes this color, and when it's light it becomes this color. So that's cool. And we still need to do the same for this circles background color that we have here. So just change this to the same scaffold color. So we just use scaffold color on it. And this is where we do the changing on circle. So this circle avatar background color, so this should be it. Okay, this is still an issue right now, so it's still not changing. Okay, I see. So we're the one that introduced the bug. Yeah, I think we can actually leave it this way, or you can actually change it to the same color that we gave it before, which is the gray color that it was having. We can actually give it the same gray color, but how we can actually achieve that is that we need to change one of these properties that we have here. We could just change the icon theme property. Yeah, so use icon theme to actually toggle this, or we could just use the card color to be the one to be toggling that particular color we previously have here. I don't know if this is the best. This one looks better, or we could just move to the previous design that we have. Trying to see which one looks better. So we can actually keep this or move to the previous design when we have this as the background color. Hey, what's up? T Challenger. What's up, bro? So yeah, basically we can just kind of like, if we go back to the gray, yeah, let's see how that looks. So let's try the gray colors of gray. And the gray, we are using the shade of 100 for the gray color, and this is coming out like this, which is actually cool. It looks good to me compared to this. Basically the theme I'm using for the ID is Dracula. I don't know if you guys know about it, Dracula, but I don't think it's only just Dracula, because I kind of like missed a whole lot of different themes for it to get this kind of like color for it. So for now, I can just go back to this, leave it this way, or we could just go with the shade color. So that kind of like depends on what we are getting to, but I think the shade color is much better, so I will switch to that. So I'm going to copy this, use card color. So I'm going to change card color, card theme data. So on dark mode, the card color should be this. Yeah, should be the same color as the scaffold when the user is on dark theme, and when the user is basically on so when the user is basically on light theme, it should still be the same with scaffold also. So on light theme, pure white. Okay, pure white. Yeah, I think that works. So what we need to do is to come over here and then make this to use the gray color. No, not the gray color, the card color. So make it to use card color. But that will be an issue since kind of missed some step here. So when it's on this color, we want to change this to be gray. So colors are gray, dark gray, then with a shade of 100. So we give it a shade of 100. So the shade with 100. Yeah. So we did, yeah, we actually did this from scratch. So you can actually check out the previous videos from yesterday. So this is the second episode. I just called it version 2. So check out the previous video. You can check it on Twitch and also on YouTube. I think it's on both places. Yeah. So we are using gray color for this. So when it's on light mode, just use gray color. When it's on dark mode, just use this color. So if I go ahead and save this, and you see that works. So when it's on light mode, we have this circle gray color around it, and when we basically switch to dark mode, then we have this color around it. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I think we are good to go. We don't have much left. So, and if you type something, let's see if okay, yeah, we're having an issue. So this shouldn't be dark color. That should also change depending on the theme the user selects. So this should be white color and not dark. So let's go ahead and change that to actually Flutter is it's much kind of like user friendly for developers. It's easy to pick up and yeah, work with. And once you kind of like start working with it, you're gonna love it. I think the closest to it should be Swift UI. Yeah, Swift UI for iOS is actually cool. Almost the same way that you use Flutter syntax. That's always the same way that Swift UI also look. Yeah, Swift UI and Flutter are actually amazing and good for developers to actually pick up easily and work with. For Flutter, just needs to just understand the basics and you are good to go. You can just create any complex stuff you want to create with. Okay, right here, let's say over here we have 78. But I said I want the color to be white color on dark mode and not black color. So the way to do that is to get back to this. If you could remember, right here we actually changing this color to use body medium color. So if we are using that color, so that means if we go back to this section, so let's go there and change that, and that will be somewhere here. So we don't need to change the text color. Instead of giving it black, we give it this and change the text type from constant to non-constant value, because this is not constant value. If you save this, if you go ahead and try, okay, we save this, but something just gonna happened. Body theme. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so okay, that's cool. And if you go ahead and switch this, it's still the same dark color. Shouldn't be the same dark color, because body medium color. So I think that the issue should be from here. So we have an issue right now. The issue being that this doesn't change even if the user toggles the dark mode on and off. It's still the same static color, but that's not what we are looking for. So I want to say this test mode, right? So this is the test color for this, and in here we are toggling this. If this is an equal button, okay, it should remain white, and if this is a clear button, it should remain this color, which is this, and else the color should be from test team.of-context test team.body medium. Then using the color property of that, we should actually work the same way that we're having this. But for some issues, that's not what we are seeing. We are expecting it to be that, but it's giving us something different. So let's change this. Still being black, still dark color. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's actually good. Yeah, that's actually a good way to go with it. Starting with the simple apps and trying to get get yourself familiar with the syntax, the stateful widget, like how what the stateful widget is all about, and what the stateless widget is also all about, and also dealing with life cycles, yeah, the app's life cycles, and also the widget's life cycles, also knowing more about those, and then learning more about simple animations, and then also like state management, like providers, then moving forward to higher state management libraries and other stuff. Yeah, I think that's cool. That's cool. Just just work with the simple app stuff. Just try to get familiar with the whole ecosystem. So right here we have is calculated. I don't know if that's the reason why we are not getting this to actually work in the first place. So to fix that, I'm going to comment this out and also comment this out and remove this. So go ahead and okay, I see now. I see. So basically, we are the one we are changing the answer property. Okay, so we are the one making a mistake, and we thought we are having an issue from the app. So the one we should actually be getting towards to change is the custom animated test. So get over to where we created that. So this is where we created the custom animated test, and change the color from being black to like its own different colors. So remove the constants from here. So save this. Yeah, that works right now. So if you go ahead and restart the whole app and then toggle this to white to light theme, so you see the light theme looks good. And if you tap over here, and I also like how the text is animating, the entrance of the text is animating while entering the screen. So you see that cool working. And again, if you go ahead and toggle this to dark mode, and you see this remains white, and if you add any of this, it still takes this color. So these are cool. So and then you can clear the screen, start off with the different ones, minus sign, and then you can go ahead and delete them. Yeah, that's cool. So let's go. I think we are done with the light mode and dark mode, except that we actually need to be able to have a button that user can actually use to switch between light and dark mode if they want, instead of actually only switching it from the app. Because right now the user only switches it from the app. We should be able to give them a chance to actually do that by themselves. I think so. Yeah. Let's see. We already streaming off for the past 2 hours plus right now. See if we can have. Yeah. So if you are coding with Flutter, yeah, Sharp. If you are coding with Flutter, it's kind of like it's easy to get into spaghetti code. If you're not careful, yeah, it's easy to get into spaghetti code where you have the whole code looking like spaghetti. Yeah, in software development. But there's a one way to actually navigate that. Like you say, maybe yeah, I think it's not an issue right now since you are still learning. It's not an issue since you are still learning. So once you kind of like get hold of the whole stuff, yeah, you can just move into knowing more of the architecture and clean code. But one way to actually work with clean code and Flutter, basically working with the UI elements, the UWidget, is also create smaller widgets, custom widgets. You can just call it custom widget in different files. So you have a file or a folder where you create custom smaller widgets, and then you can just use that or reuse that on different places on the app. Yeah, I think that would actually help you. Yeah. So I think we can actually go ahead and add a button right away. Let me see. Let's see. So I'm thinking of where to place the button. We're not going to code the button from scratch. I'm going to copy the button from the previous code because we actually did that if you have been following me along, or when we are creating the mental health app on YouTube and also on Twitch. So we did button the switching button for switching team modes on Flutter. So I'm going to copy that same code for the same button, and then we can just use it here. But the difference is that the one we created, we are using getX for it, for the state management, to be able to toggle the dark mode and light mode. But in this case, we'll not be using getX anymore. We'll be basically be using provider and value listener and change notifier and stuff. So if you are to use provider, we're going to use change notifier. So if you are going to use value listener, you can just make use of value listener alone. No need of provider. So I think so. So over here, I'm gonna create these widgets. I'm gonna create a new folder here. I'm gonna call it widgets. So inside the widgets folder, I'm gonna create another one called this custom underscore switch dot. There you go. And I'm going to paste the code I copied over and import most of this. That's another stuff. If so, yeah, like you said, you're using C++. So C++, I think there's some group of people that actually made it possible to use C++ with Flutter. I think that should actually look into that. I think that would actually fascinate you. Yeah, there's a way. I've forgotten the name of the package. I think it's a package or something like that. You can, as a C++ developer, you can easily be able to switch, write C++ with Flutter. I think something like that. Yeah. So you can check that up. I'm not too sure, but I think they did that for C++. But I also did that for Rust, if I could remember. But I'll just check it out later on. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool coming from C++. It's kind of like totally different. And looking at that itself, that kind of looks mostly JavaScript and JavaScript and Java. I think that's kind of like looks more of JavaScript to me. JavaScript with typed feature on it. That's what that language kind of like looks more. Okay, so see. Yeah, so we kind of like added the switch button right here. So let's go ahead and get this to work. Okay, we are now having some errors that we need to fix, and one of the errors we need to fix is also remove this part of the code. We don't need it, and I'm going to comment it out for now, and also comment this one out because we don't have getX in our app. Like I said, we'll not be using getX, and we'll be switching over to use something else. And also this one we can just import. Let's see if there's something else. Okay, the ones we need to fix is the color properties. We want the color to change from dark theme color, the dark theme color being begin from dark theme color to black to like bright light color. The dark theme color should be what again? So the code we're actually using here is from the mental health app we created. So for those of you that were with me doing the mental health app, which you can actually check on YouTube, it's still available on YouTube. So that's where I'm copying the code from. One of the let me see, because I think I'm missing something. So the dark theme color, let me take a look and see what that looks like, and then we will know what that should be. Okay, I know how to replace this. So we can just replace this with our own dark theme color, which should be something like this. So we can actually switch that from here. Team data. Come on. Think. Yeah, we can just use this for the dark theme color. So make this to be constant, and then brand light color, that should be pure white color. Just use colors dot white. There you go. Is there any other stuff we are missing here? So we got these two, and also color twin for the background color also be the same, brand light color all the way to dark theme color. So we just switch it over. So it ends with dark theme color and then begins with light color. Okay, that's cool. And last but not the least is this bar unselected. Okay, bar unselected. We can just replace that with our dark theme color. No, yeah, we can just replace that with the dark theme color. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, so kind of like fix the whole issues that we have. So it's time to actually test this out. And to just go back to the main.art, the main calculator app, and somewhere below here we should be able to test this. So within the stack, I'm going to add this code within the stack widget. You can actually see that top over here, but that's not where we want it to be. So we can actually wrap this with positioned widget. Positioned. Within the positioned widget. And you can just use, say, top 30.0 from the top, and that's cool. See that position here, but we're not going to use hard-coded value. I'm going to use the media query. So use the media query. Dot of context dot size dot height, multiply that by 0.1 and remove the constant value from here, make this to be constant, save this, but this is pushed down a lot, so that's 0.05, and then from the left okay, that's now been positioned. Okay, so from left, yeah, so I think that makes more sense. That looks better. Let's see how we go about this. Now if the user toggles this, you see, so that's the functionality we are looking for for toggling the dark theme and the light theme. That looks good. That looks good to me. But right now this is not doing what we expect it to do. So what we need to do, we need to fix that part. To fix that part, we are going to be using provider. So I'm going to add provider package for Flutter. So let's install provider package for Flutter. That should be Flutter and inside Flutter pub.dev, using provider. Yeah, there we go. You can just go straight from here. And that should be the package, right? So it should be 6.0. Okay, I think that should be the package, the provider package. Let's install this. So this is how we install the provider package. Once that is done, the installation is done, just start working. First, we need to create a class right here. And in here, I'm going to call this theme underscore state dot. There we go. This will be a class theme state extends change notifier. Yeah, and we need to import the change notifier from actually take a look over here, see how. Okay, yeah, just cast model change notifier, and we can just use listener, create variables and listen to it, and then updates it whenever we want to update. So over here we're gonna say boolean is dark, get is dark, returns this. So this is a getter for getting this variable from the state instead of getting directory from the class. And then we have toggle theme. Toggle theme will be this, and then over with this. So next is to wrap on the main.dat. We need to wrap this our material widget with change notifier, right? Let's see, run app. Okay, so run app before we say run app. Okay, so you can just go straight up here. Wrap that with change notifier. Import this, and then we're going to say create, which goes ahead to return theme state. See, so we just fix that way. So there we go. Let's see if there's something else we actually need to do. Once we get hold of this, change notifier provider, wrap that, run state with it, and then to listen to our app changes. So we are going to use consumer, return consumer, and wrap whatever we want to wrap with it. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to wrap this consumer. Consumer type, state. Yeah, so using builder, that helps us. Inside the builder, we're going to get hold of the context, cart, and child. Team state. Yeah, there we go. And with this we can actually check if this is true. We already have dark theme, light theme. If that is true, if dark is true, go ahead and use dark theme. Else, go ahead and use light theme. Yeah, just build it up again. And now we should find a way to actually toggle this right here. So if you go back to our main app where we had custom switch button, which is right in here. So yeah, we should be able to toggle this, toggle our provider. So let's say right here we just let's actually make sure that we are calling this function. I'm going to add a print statement here, which is going to say change theme. Let's take a look over here. How do we call provider functions? We're listenable. Let's try this. Okay, our app is being called, but for some reason it's not triggering, but I'm good guess. I think that's because I'm doing it the wrong way. It's been quite some time since I used provider. I think the issue will be calling the function in our change notifier class. I think that's where I'm getting it wrong. Let's see, stateful increment states. Okay. Let's use the context function. So I'm going to say context.read. This should be theme state, no increment. It doesn't have an increment function, but it has toggle function on it. And if you go ahead and restart whatever it is that we have, so this should start from write mode. Go ahead and tap on this. Yeah, there we go. That's working. That's cool. So we're gonna delete this part of the code that we don't need. The place that we did it wrong at the first part. But I'm still going to look into this and make sure. Let's see if there's actual way to actually call and update our variables or our data using provider. For now, we are using the context passed in from this class, and the context we are reading from this state, which is change notifier, and we're calling toggle theme on it to toggle the theme, which is we call goes back, goes forward, goes back, goes forward. Yeah, I think that was good, guys. Yeah, we did accomplish a lot today, except that the part we didn't actually add in today's video. yeah guys, yeah, we can accomplish a lot today except for the part where we didn't do the fastest finger stuff, but tomorrow we'll be adding that. So the fastest finger, what I mean by fastest finger stuff is that we want to be able to actually have this kind of like snack bar showing users some questions to answer. So we ask them questions and arithmetic mathematics questions, and the fastest person to actually type the whole questions in the calculator and calculate it, we kind of like wins the game. And also we kind of like have a leaderboard, also try later on implement a leaderboard that shows the amount of time it took you to answer the questions, and people that you are competing with are fastest than you, that's faster than you. So that's the whole idea point for it. We'll be looking towards to adding that tomorrow or next year. But yeah, today we kind of like did a lot to accomplish a lot. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next videos. Thanks for watching. See you guys. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, do subscribe, hit the subscription button, and let's get the subscribers count and the community growing. Yeah, that's it. See you guys next tomorrow.